Hi dear students, let's see this question that came in JEE Advanced Paper 2 Physics in the year 2018. The question is from the topic of modern physics. More precisely, it's from the topic of photoelectric effect. So let's see what's happening over here in the question. The question is fairly simple and most of the students would have done this. The calculation involved in the question is also not difficult at all. So a beam of light which is of 200 watt is incident on the cathode of work function 6.25 such that electrons are released at negligible kinetic energy. That means the energy of the photons must have been also 6.25. Then we can say K max will become 0. Okay, so each photon that is incident must have been of the energy 6.25 electron volt itself. Now it is said that efficiency is 100%. That means all the photons which are incident, each photon will cause photoelectric emission. So number of photons emitted will be equals to number of electrons, number of photons incident will be equals to number of electrons emitted from the cathode. Now the electrons which are released or which are emitted from the cathode, they are accelerated through the potential difference of 500 volt and they hit the anode plate normally and they are absorbed by the anode. This is given in the question. So because of this absorption, anode will experience some force because of this beam of electrons which are hitting this anode with some velocity. So this is going to experience some force and we have to calculate that force itself in the form of n into 10 to the power minus 4 newtons. So we have to compute the value of n here. Mass of the electron has been given as 9 into 10 to the power minus 31 and 1 electron volt has been given as 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joules. Right. Now, first let's calculate the number of photons that are emitted. So number of photons that are emitted will be equals to total power emitted divided by energy of the one photon. Total power incident. So we are trying to find the number of photons incident, not emitted. I have used the wrong word. Number of photons incident on the cathode. So that will be equals to uh, total power incident divided by energy of the one photon, which is 6.25 electron volts. So this will have to convert into joules by multiplying 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So this is the number of photons incident will also be equals to number of electrons emitted, right? Now, suppose we talk about one electron. So one electron that has been emitted with zero kinetic energy will reach this plate of anode with an energy of 500 electron volts because it has been accelerated through 500 volts. So it will reach the anode with an energy of 500 electron volts. Hence, we can use we can find the momentum of this electron just before hitting as by using the formula root 2 mke. We realize that the relation between kinetic energy of a particle and the momentum of that particle is P equals to root 2 mke. Mass of the electron is 9 into 10 to the power minus 31. Kinetic energy of the electron would have been 500 electron volt. So 500 into electron volt is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So this is the momentum of one photon and number of photons, sorry, this is the momentum of one electron reaching the anode and number of electrons reaching the anode per second is this. So we can say that momentum of the electron after hitting the anode will become 0. So this will also correspond to change in momentum of the electron and number of electrons hitting the anode per second is this. So force will be simply the product of these two quantities n into p. So after this, the calculation only remains, which itself is not very difficult in this question. IIT has taken care of this fact that the calculation is not out of control. It's very easy calculation actually. So if you see this minus 30, so 500 into 2 will become 1000 and minus 31 and minus 19 will become minus 50. So take two zeros from 1000, not three. I'll tell you the reason. So take two zeros from 1000. So that will become 10 to the power minus 48 rather, minus 31 and minus 90 will become minus 50 and minus 50 into 1000, so that into 100, so it will become minus 48, which will come out, it will become minus 24, right? So in 500 into 2000, so 1000 में से हमने 100 निकाल लिया है एंड उसको इन दोनों के साथ क्लब कर दिया है. सो 10 इज रिमेनिंग. सो दैट 10 will make this as 16. So 16 into 9 is remaining. Everything else has gone. So 16 into 9 रूट के अंदर है. So that will become रूट के बाहर आके वो क्या हो जाएगा 4 into 3 that is 12. ठीक है. Now you can see this is fairly easy. इस इसको एक जैसे इसको अपन what we can say ये 10 to the minus 19 और ये 10 to the power minus 5 हो जाएगा. ठीक है. फिर ये 12 to the 24 into 10 to the power minus 3 हो जाएगा. ठीक है. डिवाइड बाई दिस इज 6.25 इंटू 1.6. ठीक है. 6.25 इंटू 1.6. तो 6.25 इंटू 1.6 हो जाएगा हमारा 16 5 ज़ा 80 होता है. तो 0 8 कैरी 16 2 ज़ा 32 प्लस 8 40. तो 0 के 4 कैरी 16 6 ज़ा 96 और 4 100. ठीक है. तो इस पे 3 डेसिमल पे ये आएगा ये 10 10 बन जाएगा मतलब ये बेसिकली. ठीक है. तो बेसिकली वी कैन इरेज these 3 zeros. So this will be 10. ठीक है. 10 हो जाएगा. Hence this will be 24 into 10 to the power minus 4. So basically small n is nothing but 24. I hope you would have understood the solution. As you can see, the question was not at all difficult and the calculation was also fairly simple. That's it. Thank you.